I had always dreamed of getting married on the quiet lakefront property I inherited from my grandparents. A peaceful stretch of water surrounded by pine trees and open sky. Everything was perfect. Our arch was decorated with white lilies, chairs were neatly arranged on the grass, and our guests were starting to arrive. Then came Karen. Every HOA has one, but ours was legendary. She marched across the lawn, hands on her hips, demanding to know who had authorized this event. When I calmly told her the property was mine, she scoffed and insisted that all lakefront activity required HOA approval. I reminded her again that my land wasn't part of the HOA, but she refused to hear it. Instead, she started shouting that our music was illegal. Our decorations were a fire hazard, and our catering crew was trespassing on community grounds. Before I could respond, she whipped out her phone and dialed 911, loudly telling the dispatcher there was an unauthorized mass gathering and potential criminal activity. My guests stared in disbelief, and my fiancée looked like she was ready to throw Karen into the lake. Minutes later, 2 deputies arrived with lights flashing. Karen met them first, waving her hands wildly, telling them to shut down the wedding immediately. But the officers walked over to me, calm and confused, and asked for clarification. I handed them the property deed, survey map, and documentation showing that the land was entirely outside the HOA's jurisdiction. They studied it for less than a minute before turning to Karen with raised eyebrows. One deputy politely informed her that she had no authority over private land and that making false emergency calls was a chargeable offense. Karen's face went pale. She tried to backpedal, claiming she was just concerned, but the officers weren't buying it. They gave her a warning, told her to leave immediately, and reminded her that the next false report would result in charges. Karen stormed off, red-faced, muttering about lawyers and community standards. But that was the last we saw of her that day. When the deputies left, they congratulated us and even helped carry a few extra chairs. The ceremony went on beautifully as the sun set over the water. And as we exchanged vows, I couldn't help but smile. Karen had tried to stop the wedding, but she'd only made our day even more unforgettable.